Is there a national champion in the house? No, I'm sorry. I didn't say a city or state, a regional champion. I said a national champion. Stop and think for a minute. Every one of you now is a national champion. You beat the entire country for this award to honor your coach. Give yourself another hand. Remember this moment when you're out of school and everything else, because you became national champions, not just your individual effort. Each of you did vote. I'm hoping you each voted, right? Okay? Okay. But you got to be national champions because you came together as a community. And I know that all of you can go on to do great things because you've got a community behind you. So again, give yourselves another round. I'm Matt Scanlon. I'm Vice President and General Manager of High School Sports for USA Today. I'm on turn over to Derek Samson, who's Director of Content. He's the guy who was the head of all the content and all the stories for all high school sports in the entire country. And he's got a little story about the trophy that almost didn't make it.
Yeah, so as we're going to present the trophy here to Coach Cowherd, Seth can see, he's got my cell phone there, and he can see I can't even glance at my cell phone without it breaking somehow, shattering somehow. So I'm not really sure how this happened, that this trophy has survived, at least to this point, until I get it in his hands. But it was almost lost in a New York taxi yesterday. It had to be stopped right along Broadway and double check that it was still in the trunk. But it gets even worse in Chicago, in the jet bridge. It was in my duffel bag. Probably not the safest place for it. Should have probably been in my hands. But anyway, it was in my duffel bag just with a couple t-shirts, and that's not a ton of padding. So they're throwing all the luggage up to the people waiting on the jet bridge, and all we hear is a scream from the person who dropped it, and a loud thud, and everybody standing around is like, I wonder whose bag that was. And I said, I bet you it was mine. Sure enough, they bring this little light duffel bag up, and they said, I hope there's nothing valuable or breakable in this thing. I said, well, in fact, there was. So I told everybody the story, what was in it, and why I was going to Oklahoma City. And so everybody then gathered around in the jet bridge as I pulled this out, pulled the trophy out. It was still in one piece. I held it above my head and had about a dozen people in the jet bridge cheering. So everybody is... So the excitement over this award has stretched to many different places. And I just wanted to congratulate again everybody here. It was 2 million votes that you all put together, which is amazing. 1.8 million in the final round. In that final round, it was going back and forth between Coach Cowherd and Coach from Tampa, Florida. And we were just amazed in the office watching it and seeing it surge one way and surge the other way. And I was telling Coach Cowherd, I think it was the night before I went to bed, and I thought, well, it looks like the Tampa coach is going to win it. And woke up the next morning, and I don't know what y'all did overnight, but it worked because it was like, nope, looks like we're headed to Edmond. So congratulations, everyone.
First of all, I'd like to thank USA Today. Thank you guys for acknowledging towns like ours and giving our small towns in Oklahoma an opportunity to be recognized for how incredible our community is and how incredible our students are. Thank you for that platform. This is I'm in no way worthy of this award. And if there is any excellence to be celebrated at all. I appreciate the opportunity to have had former players and current players that I've had the great privilege and the blessing to have been able to have coached over my time, and the students that I've had the great opportunity to be able to teach. You guys are the ones that are excellent, and I appreciate that. My wife probably helped lead an incredible charge to be able to even let me be standing here, and I appreciate that for her support. It's not easy being a coach's wife, and nobody sees the behind-the-scenes things like she does, and I appreciate that very much about her. But more than anything else, I want you guys to know this. As I said, if there's any excellence to be acknowledged here, when I came to Edmond 8 years ago, I had no idea what I was really coming to until I got here. And I want you to know, the people that I've had the privilege to teach with, some of the greatest educators I've ever been able to know, and have made me a better teacher. Teachers, thank you for your dedication and support in making sure that Edmond is one of the finest school districts, not just in the state of Oklahoma, but in the entire United States. Thank you for your dedication in that. Also, having the opportunity to work with great administrators that make my job really, really, really easy. Thank you so much for that as well. But most importantly, I want you guys to know, I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, you make me proud every day that I'm a Bulldog. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat and Derek, and thank you, USA Today.